What if China attacks the Philippines? It's a question that keeps diplomats up at night. The South China Sea is a geopolitical pressure cooker, and the Philippines is right in the middle of it. A conflict here would be catastrophic for the region and the world, economically, politically, and in human cost. The real question, if it happens, who would come to the Philippines' defense? In international politics, alliances and promises matter. Today we're breaking down the 10 countries most likely to stand with the Philippines in a crisis. Let's dive in. First up, the United States, the Philippines' oldest and most powerful ally. Their 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty is a legally binding promise. An attack on one is an attack on both. US officials have made it clear an attack on Filipino forces in the South China Sea would trigger this treaty. The US backs up its words with a major military presence, carrier groups, fighter jets, and access to Philippine bases through the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. This forward presence is a strong deterrent to any aggressor. For Washington, defending the Philippines is about more than friendship. It's about upholding freedom of navigation and the global balance of power. If the US failed to act, its credibility worldwide would be at stake. In any crisis, the US would be first in line to respond, militarily, diplomatically, and logistically. The alliance is rock solid, and the message to Beijing is clear: think twice. The US isn't just a friend, it's the ultimate security guarantee. When it comes to the Philippines' defense, America's commitment is unwavering. The world's most powerful military stands ready. That's the ultimate, I've got your back. Next, Japan, a nation that's transformed from pacifist to proactive partner. Japan's economic lifelines run through the South China Sea. Any conflict threatens its survival. That's why Japan and the Philippines have deepened defense ties, signing agreements and conducting joint exercises. Japan supplies patrol vessels and training, helping the Philippines defend its waters. The self-defense forces now train alongside Filipino and US troops, building real interoperability. Japan's constitution still limits its military, but collective self-defense now allows it to aid close partners if its own security is threatened. Given the stakes, an attack on the Philippines could easily trigger Japanese support. Japan is no longer a bystander, it's a key player in regional security. Its support for the Philippines is strategic, practical, and growing. In a crisis, expect Japan to be a crucial ally. The partnership is stronger than ever. Heading south, Australia is a steadfast partner in the Indo-Pacific. Australia's prosperity depends on open sea lanes. Any threat to the South China Sea is a threat to Canberra. The two countries have a status of visiting forces agreement, enabling regular joint military exercises and close cooperation. Australia provides training, intelligence and surveillance support, helping the Philippines build its own defence capacity. Australian forces are frequent participants in regional drills, often alongside the US-Australia's Navy and Air Force regularly operate in the South China Sea, demonstrating commitment to freedom of navigation. In a crisis, Australia would offer diplomatic, intelligence and likely military support. Their actions speak louder than words. They're a reliable mate. Australia stands ready to back the Philippines. The alliance is practical, tested and strong. When it matters, Australia shows up. South Korea's support for the Philippines is rooted in history and shared security. The Philippines helped South Korea during the Korean War, a debt Seoul hasn't forgotten. South Korea's economy relies on secure sea lanes. Instability in the South China Sea is a direct threat. Seoul supplies the Philippines with advanced military hardware, fighter jets, frigates and more. The two countries conduct joint exercises and share intelligence, deepening their defense partnership. While North Korea remains South Korea's main focus, regional instability could quickly spill over. In a crisis, South Korea would provide intelligence, logistics and military supplies. Naval deployments to secure sea lanes are likely. South Korea knows a threat to the Philippines is a threat to itself. Expect robust support from this powerful friend. The UK has pivoted to the Indo-Pacific, recognizing its growing importance. Post-Brexit, Britain seeks new partnerships and a global role. Supporting the rules-based order is central. The UK's deployment of the HMS Queen Elizabeth carrier group to the region was a clear signal. British patrol vessels now maintain a regular presence in the Indo-Pacific. The UK is deepening ties with the Philippines, increasing defence cooperation and diplomatic engagement. As part of the 5 power defence arrangements, the UK is already anchored in regional security. In a crisis, expect strong diplomatic action and intelligence support, plus potential naval contributions. The UK's commitment to international law is unwavering. Britain's presence in the region is growing, and so is its support for the Philippines. The lion's roar is getting louder in the Indo-Pacific. India, a rising power and China's strategic rival, is increasingly invested in Southeast Asia. India's Act East policy has brought it closer to the Philippines, driven by shared concerns over China. The landmark BrahMos missile deal is more than a sale, it's a strategic partnership. India and the Philippines now conduct joint naval patrols and share intelligence. India's powerful navy is a natural partner for keeping sea lanes open. In a crisis, India would rally diplomatic support, expedite military aid, and increase its naval presence in the Indian Ocean and Malacca Strait. Direct intervention is unlikely, but India would pressure China's supply lines and support the Philippines' defense. For India, a strong Philippines helps balance China's power. The partnership is growing fast. India is ready to act when it counts. The message, the Indo-Pacific is not China's alone. France is a global power with territories and military assets in the Indo-Pacific. Its commitment to international law, especially UNCLOS, aligns closely with the Philippines' interests. French warships regularly patrol the South China Sea, signaling opposition to excessive Chinese claims. France's defence ties with the Philippines are growing, including joint naval drills and talks on advanced submarines. In a crisis, France would join a multinational coalition, offering diplomatic condemnation and naval support. As a UN Security Council member, France would push for international action. France's presence in Southeast Asia is real and increasing. The tricolour flag stands for a free and open Indo-Pacific. France is a committed partner in the region. Canada, often seen as polite, is a serious player in the Indo-Pacific. Its economy is tied to Asian trade, and it's committed to upholding international law. Canadian Navy ships now regularly patrol the South China Sea and participate in joint exercises. Canada is a vocal supporter of the Philippines and the 2016 arbitral ruling. In a crisis, Canada would join diplomatic efforts, impose sanctions, and contribute naval and intelligence assets. Canada's alliance with the US ensures close coordination. The country's commitment is quiet but firm. Canada proves that resolve and diplomacy go hand in hand. When the rules are threatened, Canada stands up. New Zealand, though small, is deeply committed to regional stability and international law. As a member of the 5 power defence arrangements, it regularly trains with Southeast Asian partners. New Zealand's military is professional and capable, with expertise in maritime patrol. In a crisis, New Zealand would offer diplomatic support, humanitarian aid, and likely deploy surveillance aircraft and naval assets. Direct combat involvement would be a major decision, but coalition support is likely. New Zealand's voice is respected and its commitment is steadfast. The country quietly strengthens the region's security fabric. New Zealand always stands by its principles and its partners. Vietnam, a neighbour and fellow claimant in the South China Sea, shares the Philippines' concerns. Both countries face Chinese maritime pressure and have built a strong partnership. Their coast guards coordinate patrols and share intelligence, presenting a united front. Diplomatically, they work together within ASEAN to push for a binding code of conduct. Direct military intervention is unlikely, but Vietnam would provide real-time intelligence and increase its own patrols, forcing China to divide its focus. Vietnam's support is practical and immediate. In this high-stakes drama, Vietnam is a fellow protagonist. The Philippines and Vietnam are stronger together. Solidarity is their greatest weapon. From the US to Vietnam, the Philippines is not alone. These 10 countries have powerful reasons, alliances, economics, and shared values to stand with the Philippines. This network of support is a strong deterrent, aiming to prevent conflict by raising the cost of aggression. The Indo-Pacific stability affects us all. The answer to who would show up is clearer than ever. What do you think? Did we miss any countries? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.